Hi everyone, and welcome to Sapphire Rose's Superliminal All Collectibles Speedrun tutorial. I'm Samwise, and in this video, we'll be going over the level Whitespace. Whether you're just aiming to find all the hidden collectibles for the first time, or trying to get involved with the speedrun, this guide will show tips and tricks to help you get started. As anyone with a passing knowledge of this category knows, All Collectibles Whitespace is one of, if not the most broken level in Superliminal speedrunning. So busted in fact, that this segment will be structured differently to how the others have been. Whitespace is usually split into 4 distinct segments, with each being started by restarting the level. All but the final segment can be done in any order, and there are far too many variations to cover here. Therefore, first we'll go through all the optimal strats with slight side notes for any minor strat variations, then we'll go through the level again, showing the glitchless variation of the level. I've marked it all in the timestamps to make it easier to navigate. Also mentioned will be a couple different ways to finish the level that are potentially easier than the most optimal variation. Most tricks will also not receive a speed rating, as there's simply no way to compare options effectively. The first segment is finding the chess piece inside Jungle's Bistro. This is the only segment that is identical in both glitched and glitchless Whitespace, and as such won't be repeated later. This is a fairly simple split, with the only complications arising from trying to obtain an optimal size while still being able to enter the door to the bistro. Start by entering the clinic to activate the portal, then back out and make it slightly smaller than its original size. Rotate and place it at the back right corner of the bistro, and go through the portal to get inside. It may take some practice to find the right size, but remember that smaller size is safer. Once you're in, simply navigate behind the bar to find the blue pawn and then restart level. A consistent clinic resize is simple. Look straight ahead, grab the clinic, and look straight down. When you let go, the clinic will be a nearly perfect size. Etaoin's Paradox Skip is the second most time-saving glitch in Whitespace, and begins the trends that all the tricks from now on will follow, which is clipping the sleep clinic out of bounds to skip both the Paradox cutscene and significant chunks of the level. Since he made his own tutorial, I'll let him explain this one.
Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to do the Paradox Skip for Whitespace All Collectible. Activate the portal. Slam it on the ground to get a consistent small size. Jump onto the right side of this box. If you jump on the left, you may get stuck. When you are aiming here, try to avoid this portal. Aim on the right side of the label that writes Conception. Aim up until the entire label disappears from your view. Drop the portal and jump in. You can resize the portal on the ground. Now you are very close to the blueprint. There we go, continue the run with the current strategy.
Now that you've seen the basics, let's see Sapphire perform the same trick, and I'll explain a few more things as she does it. Similarly to the Bistro segment, make sure the clinic is small, as being too large can cause a soft lock. The placement that Etaoin uses isn't super precise, but helps ensure a good positioning on the other side. After going through the portal, grab the floor, which allows the clinic to become super small as soon as you look up. Grab the blueprint, then take the clinic through the thunder and drag it through the exit portal once you're close to reset to your default size. Afterwards, continue glitchlessly until reaching the blueprint behind the door, then reset level to round out this segment. The Watercooler Skip was one of the first tricks discovered in the whole category that saved a significant amount of time. This clip follows the same basic principle as the last one, though the execution is quite different. We'll start by grabbing the blue rook inside the vending machine. Just take the clinic through the seam and place the entrance near the vending machine slot. Once you've got it, go back, pick up the clinic, and hop on the stepladder. Like Archmage's Skip in Dollhouse, pop the clinic out of bounds through the ceiling by releasing it at the top of a jump. On the other side, you have two real options when it comes to descaling the clinic. You can repeat the technique used in the Paradox Skip, or you can mimic this video demonstration for a slightly safer strat. Note the general area where the clinic falls, and grab the blueprint over the rocks. Then find your tiny clinic, jump onto that rock you used to resize it, and hover it over the exit portal to return to default size. Line up the red pawn in order to collect it. Before leaving, trace the rock wall to the right to find the constellation room. Find the keyboard after angling left and then turn around. Swag Strat is the run critical vault clip demonstrated at the entrance to the constellation room. Just like Radio Skip, it saves all the time. All of it. Let's see it again. Beautiful. Perfect. Look at that time save. Anyway, now it's time to talk about the Propwalk. This can be a bit difficult to explain, so I've linked Ina's demonstration that has the input display in the description below. However, I'll do my best as Sapphire shows how she does it. We'll start the same way as the Watercooler Skip until we're on top of the stepladder. Turn towards the wall with the portal and resize it to generally this size, then clip it out of bounds with a well-timed click. Step outside and turn around and try to face exactly perpendicular to the portal using the vending machine to help line up. Grab the clinic and look straight down. Hold backwards until you see the clinic change and start to hear the falling sound. Wait another half second to a full second and then start prop walking forwards. You do this very similar to box jumping from Glitchless, with an emphasis on moving your mouse up to keep shifting the clinic forwards as you fall. If you use Practice Mod, which I recommend doing for practicing this section, you can enable unlimited render distance to see where you're going. Here's a general view of what the route actually is. As you can see, the backwards movement takes you to outside the plane that the paradox is on top of. When you start prop walking, that takes you underneath the plane straight to the end's trigger. This can seem daunting if you haven't done anything like it already, so I encourage you to watch Ina's demonstration, use Practice Mod, and refer to Sapphire's tutorial doc that's linked below. If you're having trouble with this, she's actually written out a list of common problems and solutions, so definitely check that out. Although there are any number of ways to finish Whitespace, we'll only touch on the most reliable, somewhat fast alternative strat here. This strat requires the Watercooler Skip to be done last, and a slight reroute. Before going for the constellation, grab the blueprint and the checkpoint before the chess pieces. Then, once you have the constellation, reset checkpoint. Approach the chess entrance and perform a portal slide. This is done by very slowly entering the portal by sliding against the doorframe. Once the left side flashes black, change directions to fall out of bounds, then simply move towards the end trigger until you've gone far enough to end the level. This is the view facing directly outwards and downwards from the doorway, with the unlimited render distance on. The end trigger is located in the direction of the red segment on the right. This trigger is generous, so anything in the right direction should work. If you're not interested in the glitchless route, go ahead and move on to the next video. You don't want to miss it. If you are, you're in the right place. There isn't too much to explain with the strats in this run, so I'll chime in if there's anything interesting happening, and we'll speed up some parts that don't include collectibles. One note before I get into it, the Bistro segment that I go through at the beginning of the video is exactly the same for the glitchless route, so go check that out if you skipped it. To start, make the clinic much larger than usual. This will allow you to grab the blue rook during the paradox sequence, as you'll be just small enough to grab it when the vending machine vanishes. Don't forget to reset checkpoint just like in Glitchless. It's even more important here since the route is much longer. Here you can reset checkpoint to skip about a second of walking back around, but at the cost of returning back to default size. It's currently unknown which is faster, but this is what Sapphire does. The routing for the red pawn here is admittedly pretty slow. Suggestions are very welcome, and if it works, we'll name the trick after you. Once you collect this constellation, reset checkpoint and head to the end of the level. Since there isn't anything left as far as the collectibles go, I'll just end the video here since it's already pretty long. See you in retrospect.